Classification of Peninsular India. Okay, the first one is Aravalli Mountains. The second one is Malwa Plateau. The third one is known as Bundelkhand Plateau. The southern side it is surrounded by Indian Ocean. These mountains considered as Delhi. Then there is a university. There is a famous university in Delhi called as Jawaharlal Nehru University. JNU Perinara. The average height of Aravallis are 600 meters. Peninsular India. Peninsular India. Write down. The Peninsular India, roughly triangular in shape. Roughly triangular in shape. Full stop. Roughly triangular in shape. Full stop. It spreads over. The next point or continuation. It spreads over almost 16 lakh square kilometers. Square kilometers. It spreads almost all over 16 lakh square kilometers. The next point, the Peninsular India is made up of with Great Archean, Darwar and Kadapa rocks. The Peninsular India is made up of with the great rocks like Archean, Darwar and Kadapa rocks. The next point, the Peninsular India considered as senile topography. Peninsular India considered as or referred as senile topography. What do you mean by senile topography? The senile topography is nothing but very old topography in the world. Very old topography in the world. Very old topography in the world. What are the examples for very old topographies in the world? Which is the very oldest topography in the world? Okay, there are four important old topographies are there. The first one is called as Canadian Shield. The first one is called as Canadian Shield. The second one is Drakensberg Mountains. Drakensberg Mountains. The third one is West Australian Cretan. West Australian Cretan. And the last one is Peninsular India. Peninsular India. Okay, there are four very old topographies are there. The first one is known as Canadian Shield. The second one is Drakensberg Mountains. The third one is West Australian Crater. And the last one is Peninsular India. Okay, whenever you are seeing the age of all the topographies in the world, the very old topographies are these four. Okay, out of this particular four, one important topography is located in our India. That's why the Peninsular India is also referred as senile topography. What do you mean by senile topography? Simply it is nothing but oldest topography. Okay. The next one. Classification of Peninsular India. Give the next heading. Classification of Peninsular India. Classification of Peninsular India. Okay, the first one is Aravalli Mountains. The second one is Malwa Plateau. The third one is known as Bundelkhand Plateau. The fourth one is Baghelkhand Plateau. The next one is Chota Nagpur Plateau. And the sixth one is Meghalayan Plateau. Till this you completed. The seventh one is Vindhyas and Satpuras. The eighth one is Deccan Plateau. The ninth one is Western Ghats. And the last one Eastern Ghats. Okay, so entire peninsular India classified into 10 groups. What is the first one? The first one is called as Aravalli Mountains. The second one is known as Bundelkhand Plateau. The third one is known as Baghelkhand Plateau. The next plateau is known as Chota Nagpur Plateau. And the easternmost plateau of India is known as Meghalayan Plateau. Okay. At the central part of India, there are certain mighty mountains which are referred as fold mountains of India. The next one is Vindhyas and Satpuras. To the southern side of Vindhyas and Satpuras, there is the largest plateau of India which is called as Deccan Plateau. To the western side of Deccan Plateau, whatever the landmass is there, that is called as Western Ghats, and the last one is known as Eastern Ghats. So give the heading as Aravalli Mountains. Okay, don't write. Write down some introduction. Sorry. The Peninsular India. The Peninsular India considered as very oldest topography of the world. Very oldest topography of the world. Full stop. Northwestern side, it is surrounded by northwestern side, it is surrounded by Aravalli Mountains. Aravalli Mountains, comma, eastern side surrounded by Chota Nagpur Plateau and Meghalayan Plateau. Chota Nagpur Plateau and Meghalayan Plateau, comma, northern side surrounded by Great Northern Plains. Northern side surrounded by Great Northern Plains. And southern side surrounded by Indian Ocean. Southern side surrounded by Indian Ocean. Indian Ocean. See the diagram. For example, this is the peninsular India. To the northwestern side, who is there? Aravallis are there. To the extreme eastern side, it is surrounded by Meghalayan Plateau as well as Chota Nagpur Plateau. To the northern side, it is surrounded by Great Northern Plains. The southern side, it is surrounded by Indian Ocean. Intavaraku okay kada? Now give the heading as Aravalli Mountains. Aravalli Mountains. Write down. These mountains considered as old fold mountains. Old fold mountains. The next point, Aravalli Mountains extended into the states of Aravalli Mountains extended into the states of Gujarat, Rajasthan, Haryana, and NCT Delhi. NCT Delhi. What do you mean by NCT? National Capital Territory. The next point, Aravalli Mountains extending from Palanpur of Gujarat to Delhi, Palanpur of Gujarat to Delhi, which are aligned in northeast to southwest direction. Northeast to southwest direction. నన్ను ఇక్కడ డయాగ్రామ్ గీసాను చూడండి. నార్త్ ఈస్ట్ టు సౌత్ వెస్ట్ డైరెక్షన్. Okay, where is Palanpur? It is extending from Palanpur. Palanpur is very close to Ahmedabad. From Ahmedabad to till Delhi. Then there is a university. There is a famous university in Delhi called as Jawaharlal Nehru University. JNU Perinara. Till JNU the Aravallis are located. From where? It is extending from all the way from Palanpur to Delhi. The next point, southern side, the average height of Aravallis are southern side, the average height of Aravallis are 600 meters. 600 meters, and northern side, the average height lies between 200 to 400 meters. 200 to 400 meters. So which part of Aravallis are taller? Southern side. That's why the southern side it is having the more height. Whenever you are going to eastern side, what about the height? The height is slightly decreasing. The next point, the highest peak in the Aravallis is Mount Abu. The highest peak in Aravalli is Mount Abu. Mount Abu. The next point, the important rivers which are taking birth from the Aravallis are Luni, West Banas, East Banas. Luni, West Banas and East Banas. These are the important rivers which are originating from Aravallis. The next point, to the western side of Aravallis, there is a desert named as Thar Desert. There is a desert named as Thar Desert. The next point, The dominant religion, the dominant religion in the western side of Aravalis is, what is the dominant religion? There is a famous temple called as Dilwara temple. What is the famous, what we call that one? What is the famous religion which is originating? Not only the originated. What is the dominant religion in the Rajasthan and Gujarat, where the people settled in a business community? Okay, what is that particular, what that fellows are following the particular religion? What is that religion? The people which are following the religion is Jainism. Within this particular Aravalis, the famous temple which is associated with Jainism is Dilwara temple. How many Tirthankaras are there? Who is the last Tirthankara? How many sects are there in the Jainism? There are two sects, Svetambaras and Digambaras. Okay. Vinnara perlivi? Vardhamana Mahavir, perinara. Gautam Buddha is part of Buddhism. Okay. The next one, the important cities. Important cities. The first one is Ahmedabad. The second one is Ajmer. The third one is Delhi. Ahmedabad, Ajmer, Delhi. Okay, these are the important cities. Okay, this is about the Aravali mountains. Okay, what we discussed in the Aravali mountains, these are the world fold mountains. Just check the what you wrote there. Aravali mountains are world fold mountains. Tarvata, these are extending from Palanpur to Delhi. It is extended into the state of Gujarat, Rajasthan, Haryana, NCT Delhi. Southern, it is aligned in northeast to southwest direction. Okay, now southern side it is having the more height, northern side it is having the less height. Did we discuss all these things? Then we come across the important rivers, then we come across the important cities. If you remember all these things, this is going to be enough. So, which is the highest peak in the Aravalis? Mount Abu. In the work, okay, now this is about the Aravali mountains. Give the second one.